Welcome to another XLM Stellar Lumens video update. Now, in my previous video, I did say that I expect to see $20 to $30 Stellar. In this video, I'm going to show you why it could go as high as $40. Now, the way that RES wave works is that it depends on where the E wave ends as to where you measure the start, like the length of wave A. Right, what I mean by that is this is the length of wave A in brackets. That's the first part of the zigzag, right? And then where do you measure the start of the C wave? Now, before I did have it down here, right, to give you the $30 potential price target. However, I don't see that happening from this point. I just don't think that it's realistic from there, because that's, in my opinion, that's an A wave. Right. So this coin has had some very interesting price action lately, definitely. So whether I can call it a coin or just a crypto, at this point, it's irrelevant. Token. So basically, the B wave, this seems like the B wave here, right? 3 waves. Now, I wouldn't go calling this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wouldn't do that, because you're breaking a couple of rules by doing that. And the first rule is right here, 1. If this is a 1, this is a 2, and this is a 3, right? Well, would that be a 3? Would that be a 4? Would that be a 5? To me, this doesn't look right. Okay, it doesn't look right. So how would I look at this? Well, the first thing you got to look at here is this move down here, this 5 wave move here, right there. Okay, that's a C wave in my opinion, and C wave, like, corrections don't happen in 5 waves. Is the main takeaway from this particular piece of information that I'm seeing here. The other thing is, okay, so D waves tend to be breakout waves. So what I mean by that is it tends to make the new high before dipping down. Now, dipping down to do what? So you've probably heard of the cup and handle pattern, right? You get a bit of this sort of price action happening to create the cup and handle pattern, and that's a bullish sign, obviously, right? So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I do believe we're going to get a retest of a break of this area, right? So, like, for example, here you've got an inverted head and shoulders pattern, right? I'll just show you what I mean by that. So if you continue this line this way, you can see, right, that there's this inverted head and shoulders pattern here, like that. Okay. Now, sometimes they come back to test, sometimes they don't. In this case, I do believe it will, simply because of the way that these patterns work. The D wave, it needs an E wave, right? You need to have the E. The E is always there. You can't just say, okay, this time there's not going to be an E. The market doesn't want to create one this time. Although that can be true sometimes, it's generally not true. Sometimes, usually it's just like really small and you can't see it. So it's assumed that that it wasn't there, but it was there. It's always there. Okay. Depending on how strong the market is moving up, like in the case of, Bitcoin, before its major move up last year, basically the E wave was very little in that particular spot where the B wave, for the B wave, right? Now, at this point, I'm just going to say, let's just wait and see. It's cheap enough to just load up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But the reason why it's important, like I said before, is because of where the E wave ends is going to give us more of an accurate target. And it's going to make a bit more sense, right? So I've already put this line in. So the length of wave A from what could be an E wave low, I mean, it would take it back to 12 cents basically, USD, before it went higher. So that means if we take that length from there, we're actually looking at a $40 target, right? Which to me makes a bit more sense because we're still going to be within that channel, and it's going to look more natural if it turns out like that. But if you're having a look from here and you're trying to say, well, where's my target? This is your zigzag would look like a little bit like this. It's kind of heading that way. I really just don't think that it's going to do it like that, because that would already be exceeding the length of wave A. You'd have to go somewhere there, and I don't really think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to go around there maximum, because it's already beyond that time. See down here, we've already passed that time. So it just doesn't make sense to me, right? I'm just trying to look at all the pieces of evidence and put them together. So cup and handle pattern, I do see that forming because of the waves, A, B, C, D, E. When A waves are the biggest wave, usually the other waves are smaller. It's still going to be a case of higher lows, in my opinion. So this low is already higher, and I do believe the next low will be higher nonetheless. So that's where I'm heading for. That's what I think is going to happen. Whether it chops down in a choppy manner, it wouldn't be surprised. It happens a lot, especially when they're ending diagonals. Could this be an ending diagonal? Wouldn't be surprised. It'll probably take a bit of time to unfold. So will it be a case of continuing to accumulate lumens? I would say yes. I think it's a good idea to be diversified in different cryptos, and that's what I'll be doing. So next I will take a look at XRP and see how the detailed pattern that one's creating, which is also a very interesting pattern indeed. So hopefully you found this video interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.